Welcome back to Roadmap on Channels Television. Be part of the show. Tweet at Channels TV. And at Gimba003, let's know your thoughts on the resolved crisis at the National Assembly. You can also get our top stories on our website, is channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Go to m.channelstv.com for a live stream. Now back to the program. Our guests, Minority Leader Honorable Leo Ogo and House Leader Femi Gbajabiamila, their thoughts on the way forward. Let's talk about Mr. President. He has gotten the support of the United States, also the UK and some foreign allies to try to get stolen funds back into Nigeria. At some point, those funds will end on your table as well. How do you intend to appropriate them?
Well, first of all, I mean, it's a welcome development that the international countries, like you mentioned, are actually working with the federal government for the purposes of bringing back stolen funds. That's the first step. The second step is what happens with the stolen funds. I mean, you're absolutely correct. Once you follow the money, the National Assembly has a duty, a responsibility to follow that money. First of all, constitutionally, that money goes into the Federation account, not into any other account. So it belongs to the Federation. It comes into the pool. And it has to be judiciously applied in a way that it will multiply. I would rather see it as extra money. So when you see it as extra money, you set it aside, even though it goes into the Federation account, and you begin to look at the areas of the economy that would most benefit, or its expenditure, that money being expended in those areas will bring a multiplier effect, whether it's for purposes of job creation or for purposes of stimulating the economy one way or the other.
The opposition, the People's Democratic Party in the House, would you say that they are also still forming a force against your weaknesses?
Well, that's going to be that's a very tall dream for the opposition, if that's what they're thinking. What's happened has happened. That's been put behind us now as a ruling party. We're moving forward. Earlier, you're absolutely correct. It appeared the tail was wagging the dog. But now we're in a position, we've sorted ourselves out. Now the dog is going to begin to wag the tail. And I don't think we're going to have any problems. And the opposition, but look, I've been in the House for several years. And in the last 4 years, we got along very well. The two factions, the ruling party and the opposition. We were in the opposition at the time, and we got along very well. Of course, towards the end, you could see the political divides because elections were fast approaching. But in the main, 3.5 years, we did very well together as a team for the purpose of moving the country forward. And I think you're going to see that again this time around. Both the APC and the PDP members in the House are going to work together for a common purpose. Of course, politics will play out. Politics will play out, but in the main, we're going to have we're going to be walking in the same direction. Well, politics playing out does not mean problems. Politics plays out even in the most advanced democracies. But every day, politics plays out in America, in the UK. It doesn't necessarily mean there will be problems. It means that everybody's trying to elbow everybody to get a better for the purposes of power. You can't shy away from that. You cannot shy away from that.
What plans do you have? For example, Mr. President is also fighting insurgency in the Northeast. Legislation also comes and will play a very key role in this. How do you intend to apply the House into this saga?
The House will champion the cause. The party will champion the cause through the House leader. There are areas that we're definitely going to look at in terms of security, tightening our laws, whilst not infringing on certain freedoms that are enshrined in the Constitution. The House has a very, very, very important role to play. If you look at the Constitution, the security and welfare of the people is a primary purpose of government. The Constitution is very clear about that. And on the issue of appropriation, we're more or less, for the first time, I will use this phrase, going to throw money at the problem. Because it's a money issue, amongst other things. Intelligence is involved, cooperation between African states, international cooperation. Those are issues that the president right now is pushing, in the last 2-3 weeks, because you cannot go it alone, particularly when you look at the supposition that the perpetrators of Boko Haram, or the Boko Haram, has taken an international dimension. Many people would argue with you that a lot of these guys are not even Nigerians, and at the same time, many will argue with you that they have formed some kind of partnership with Al-Shabaab and ISIS and the rest of the terrorist groups out there. So when a problem has become so multidimensional in terms of international reach, then all hands, even in Nigeria, have to be on deck. The president has to talk to, is talking to, and has to talk to international, other countries for full cooperation. It's not a Nigerian problem. It is not a Nigerian problem. It is mainly situated in Nigeria, but it's a problem that has the potential of spreading, of migrating to other countries, both in Africa and outside.
The notion that Mulikat Akonde, Adiola of the PDP in the House, you masterminded that scenario that we saw. Why did you have to support Tambuwal?
Yes, it was true. Yes, it is true. I led the charge for Tambuwal to be the speaker as against Mulikat, who was the PDP candidate. But it's important to underscore this. The belief out there is that what goes around comes around, and it's come back to bite you. But what people don't understand is this, and that's what is very key and what is very different here. Whilst I supported Tambuwal, I did not do it because I was trying to get at PDP or undermine PDP or just support Tambuwal just for the purpose, just for the sake of getting at PDP. No. If you remember very well, we had just come out of the, what's his name, the former speaker, Bankole's speakership. And the House was at its lowest ebb at that time. We were the most derided. We were right down there as a House. And Mulikat was the PDP candidate, and I had nothing against Mulikat. It just tells you how detribalized I am. I have nothing against Mulikat. But then again, there was another candidate, Tambuwal. And I looked at both of them, not on the basis of, oh, I must go against PDP. No. I looked at the merits of both of them. I had worked with both of them. I'd worked with Tambuwal, and I knew him very well. I'd worked with Mulikat, and I understood her shortcomings and her strengths. And I felt from where the House was at that point, from the low ebb that the House was at that point, I thought we needed somebody who could bring us out of that, bring us and put the House back to where it belonged. And I thought of the two candidates, I thought Tambuwal will do a much better job. Not taking anything away from Mulikat, but I thought Tambuwal will do a better job. And at the end of the day, I was proved right. So I want to clear that misconception. It wasn't an attack on PDP. It was me going for what I thought in terms of merit, in terms of credibility, in terms of the capacity, most important. But I had the benefit of knowing the two. And that's what informed my decision. But what happened this time around, the difference is I think it was purely a political thing. If a party decided, and they thought too, like, okay, Femi Gbajabiamila did this to us 4 years ago, it's our time to get a pound of flesh from him. And that's all well and good, but I just thought it's important to clear the air on that.
I want to thank you so much indeed, Leader Femi Gbajabiamila, for speaking to us on Roadmap.
Thank you very much.
You're watching Roadmap on Channels Television. We'll take a breather. When we return on Roadmap, the minority leader of the House, Honorable Leo Ogo, insist dividends of the former president Goodluck Jonathan still felt today. Stay with us.